Should we switch spots? Is that what's closer?
Yeah, let's do that. Sorry, Jack. No, you're fine. Hey, wouldn't be like this if somebody had stole all of our new headsets and stuff.
All right, you guys are on.
Okay. Check, check. Turn me up a little bit. Turn mine up.
You're not going to be able to hear yourself talk.
Okay, okay. So, you ready?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. Well, good evening and welcome to the Buter Gymnasium here tonight, campus of Lexington Catholic. Harry Ball with Jack Haynes. And, Jack, good to have you at the helm tonight. Lexington Catholic taking on Perry County Central out of the 14th region. As a matter of fact, Jack, they're one of the favorites to win the 14th region. This is a good basketball team coming in here.
This is going to be a great game. Perry County Central, they're leading in the top spot in the 14th region right now. And Lexington Catholic's on a giant 7-game win streak. They're looking really hot right now. One of the best teams in the state, in my opinion.
You're right, 7-game winning streak, also 10 out of their last 11 games. And then you look at Perry County Central. They have not lost since their loss here in the Traditional Bank Classic. Same can be said for LexCath. They haven't lost since the championship game when they played Cooper out of Northern Kentucky. Lost that very close game. So we expect a good one here tonight. Brandon Salzman's got the Knights playing good basketball. And, Jack, as you know, it's spread throughout that lineup. Any given night, any of the Catholic players can step up with double figures, which they need tonight with big Peter Whitman out of the lineup.
Yeah, and the big thing about the Knights recently is Peter Whitman has been able to step up. Against Lafayette, he had a double-double. Against Mason County, he went off for 33 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 blocks. And he had that tongue stitched up after the Dunbar game when he took a shot. But one thing I noticed from that game was Max Sparkman. Max Sparkman came in and blocked Tavion Hollingsworth twice on back-to-back possessions in the final 2 minutes, and he really stepped up in that game. And he played well against Taylor County on Saturday. And also the younger guy, Sam Bong, he's a big guy. He get in there, he has good post moves, and they can put any of those guys in, and they'll be effective.
Perry County Central, Jack, they come with 3 big guns as well. Noah Back averages over 15 points a game, but the most impressive thing about Back, he shoots 48% from three-point. That's better than what he shoots from field goal, from the regular field goal, two-pointers. And then you've got Damon Tobler. He's only the reigning 14th region player of the year. Tobler averages 17 points, nearly 10 rebounds. He shoots 63% from the field. Then you got big Austin Hill. He averages 12 points. And then you got the 2 big transfers, Prince Will Anasiki and Idris and, let's say, Akinimi. Some of these names are it's like a soccer team or something, but these guys can play. And then you got Richard Cornett and Sam Turner. Turner's 6'9", coming off the bench for Perry County Central.
Yeah, and I was watching them warm up, and the guy that stuck out to me was Damon Tobler.
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking at him right now. He looks like a football player. And I saw that guy go up and throw down one of the best windmills I've seen in warm-ups. And Catholic's going to have to watch out for them. They look really athletic. Richard Cornett doesn't look like a high flyer, but I saw that guy rise up to the rim and throw some dunks down. And this is going to be a good game tonight, Gary.
Yeah, and Lexington Catholic comes in with a 15-6 record. You say, well, that's not that impressive. When you look at strength of schedule, the Knights have played probably either the number 1 or number 2 strength of schedule in the entire Commonwealth.
Yeah, and if you go back since the middle of December, they've only lost 2 games till now. And during their 7-game win streak, they've beaten LCA, Lafayette, and Dunbar. And earlier in the year, they took down Dawson, Scott County. So their strength of schedule is definitely at top 1 in the state.
And that's a real good point you just made, because I was thinking about that driving over here. Of the 4 top teams in the 11th region right now, Catholic has beaten every one of them. Scott County, Dunbar, and Lexington Christian. Catholic has wins over all those teams. So when the 43rd district begins here at Catholic on February 21st, they could very well be the number 1 seed in that tournament. I know there's still kind of a battle for that between them and, I believe, Dunbar for that number 1 seed.
Yeah, and then looking forward into the future, February 9th here, they're playing LCA.
Right.
That's going to be a big-time game, and that could decide a top seed for those 2 teams.
Speaking of Lexington Christian, we will have the All-A Classic Thursday night as Lexington Christian will take on Louisville Holy Cross. that should be a pretty easy win for the Eagles, I would think. Their toughest test will be when they play Friday night against either Danville or Walton Verona. I've seen Danville and Walton Verona. Those are two very good basketball teams that play a good concept of basketball. So, Jack, I look for the second round game on Friday night to be tough. And then the semifinals would be even tougher because you saw Paris play in this traditional Bank Classic. They are very fast, the Paris. That's why they call them the Greyhounds.
Yeah, and Paris played Lexington Catholic. Lexington Catholic took down Paris, but Paris has some real athletes and some real shooters, and that should be a good game if they could play LCA.
Lexington Catholic is making their way to their bench. Perry County Central's already to the bench. If you would, Jack, I've got some numbers I'm not sure jiving. That was 21 out there, and I don't have a 21 on the roster they gave me. I don't have a 21 for who's your number 21 on your roster for Perry County Central?
For Perry County,
yeah. I've got Tober's number 20 on my roster. Hill is 32. Back is 24. Well, we're just about set for the starting lineups here tonight and the national anthem here at the Buter Gymnasium here on the campus of Lexington Catholic here tonight. Perry County Central and Lexington Catholic. Back here at Lexington Catholic, Gary Ball with Jack Hayes, and we're set for basketball. And I got a clarification, Jack, on 21, and 21 is going to be Idris Akanyemi. So Akanyemi wearing 21 tonight instead of 23. So that's the only change we got on the jersey number. And I do see Peter Whitman ready to get the start for your Knights of Lexington Catholic.
Yeah, Whitman told me today in school he'd be going today. He just sat out one game, but they stitched up that tongue pretty good, and he's all right.
Yeah, it was an inadvertent elbow, I understand, that he took in the Dunbar game. So nothing vicious, nothing intentional. But I tell you what, if anybody can take a shot like that, it's Peter Whitman. Of course, he's the younger brother of Jack Whitman, who was an all-state player and now playing up at William & Mary.
Yeah, speaking of Jack Whitman, he's in his junior year, and he's averaging 10 points and 6 boards for William & Mary. So pretty good year for Mr. Whitman.
And they're both obviously academic young men that do great things in the classroom. The starting lineups for the Knights, T.C. Price. I like Price. I think he's the type of kid that doesn't give enough credit for this team, Jack.
Yeah, T.C.'s averaging 6.5 points this year. He's played some good games these last few weeks, and he got an offer from Toledo last year. So there are people out there looking at him, and he's definitely an impressive young player.
Luke Johnson, who's averaging 21 points a game. You got also Blake Scott, who's averaging nearly double figures. And the double machine, I call him, and that, of course, is Zan Payne.
Yeah, Zan Payne against Taylor County on Saturday was unbelievable. They couldn't stop him. He kept going to the free throw line countless times, and we'll see if Perry County Central can contain him tonight, but Catholic's going to have to contain some guys on their own.
It'll be Anasiki going up against Whitman, and Perry County Central in the red tonight with the dark trim, and Catholic in the home white with the blue. We're just about set for basketball here at Lexington Catholic. Gary Ball with Jack Haynes, William Orfield producing. Tap is up, and it's tracked down and chased down by Tobler. Tobler's a young man who averages nearly double-double, also a great ball handler, 14th Region Player of the Year. Down the lane, Tobler to the basket, off the board. Here's Johnson streaking out of there with it. Johnson behind the back. Johnson slowed down a little bit by Back, who's outstanding as well. Back's only a sophomore. Down low, they skip it back over to Payne. 15-footer, got it.
Zan Payne will knock down that jumper all day. He's really good from mid-range.
He doesn't hesitate with that mid-range jumper either, does he, Jack?
And he won't hesitate from the three-point line either. He hasn't shot many, but when he's shot him, he's knocked him down.
Knights with that 2-2-1 patent full-court pressure defense. And with the ball is Damon Tobler. Back, down low they go now. Turn around, and jumper won't go back at the rim for Akinyemi. Here come the Knights. They lead 2-0. Blake Scott thought about that. Three goes down low through the hands, picked up by Zane. Blocked there. Good block by Perry County Central. And I think coming over to get a piece of that was Akinyemi.
He got up to get that one. Akinyemi and Anosaki were both over there.
They both went after him, didn't
Yep.
they? Almost. But the foul is called, and the foul does go on Anasiki. And that's his first foul, and Payne's first free throw rolls in there. Nice soft touch for ZP, I call him, Zan Payne. Of course, son of Ken Payne, the assistant head coach for the Kentucky Wildcats, who played Tennessee tonight at 9 o'clock. That rolls in there as well. That's when you know you're a good free throw shooter, when both your free throws hit a lot of metal and they both go in.
Yep, and Payne's averaging 71% from the charity stripe this year.
4-0. Well, Perry County Central, their guys look like basketball players, don't they? In the corner they go. Hill, and he misses that one, and rebounded by Blake Scott. Hill had a good look there at that open three, couldn't get it to drop. Here comes Luke Johnson pushing it down the middle, dumps it over to Whitman. Whitman backs in, now loses, now gets over to Scott. Scott lines up to three, and that kicks off, no, and rebounded by Anasiki. Long pass comes out to Tobler. Tobler, he kicks it over to Back. Back down low, and a shot off glass won't go for Perry County Central's Idris Akinyemi. Akinyemi had a good look, Jack.
Yeah, he turned in the post and put up a little baby hook shot. Just a little too hard off the glass.
Payne down low, wide open. Whitman hesitates, blocked from behind, and coming over to get it was Akinyemi.
And Whitman just, I don't know why he hesitated there. He should have went straight up, could have thrown down a dunk.
Tobler into the paint area. Kicks it over down to teammate over there is Back. And they turned it over. A lot of turnovers already. That's the third turnover by Perry County Central already.
Yeah, Tobler got a little too excited there, tried to drive to the lane, but took too many steps before he dribbled.
Noah Back, who shoots 48% from three. They need to line him up now. Perry County in a zone, matchup zone, 2-3 zone it looks like, Jack. Out top to Payne, gets it from Scott. Zan, looking over to Luke Johnson. Johnson right side, spinning. Now kicks it out. Scott in the corner. It goes now to Price. TC back to Scott. 4-0. Catholic on top. Perry County Central hasn't scored yet, Jack.
Yep, the Knights playing good defense. That full court pressure, I've watched it the last couple games real close, and it's been unbelievable. No one can get past it without having a couple turnovers each quarter, and Coach Salzman really does a good job of preaching that to his players.
Yes, he really does. Johnson to the basket, little finger roll, good. Luke Johnson, when he wants to take it to the basket, Jack, who's going to stop him? I haven't seen anybody stop him yet.
And he's unbelievable at the rim. He reminds me of like a Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving type player where he can get to the rim and finish almost any kind of shot.
Yeah, he can use either hand. That doesn't hurt. That's going to be a reaching foul on Price. Got a little over aggressive there. Reached in on Tobler. First foul on Lexington Catholic. First foul on Price. Out top, here's a three-pointer knocked down by Noah Back. Three-pointer. And that cuts the lead in half. It's amazing with a three-point shot. You can be up 6-0, all of a sudden one shot, it's cut in half. 6-3 now. TC Price way out front for the Knights. Angles over to Scott. Blake shovels it to Johnson. Johnson turns, fires. That's an air ball. And pulled out of there by Anasiki. He gives now to Tobler. Tobler pushes it across. 4:32 in the first period. Back. Dumps it down low now as he goes to Akinyemi. Back out Tobler. Tobler into the paint. Elbow. Got it. Well, that's a nice-looking shot right there.
That was real smooth. The left-hander from the mid-range pull-up jump spot. That was nice.
It was a 6-0 run by the Knights. Now a 5-0 run by Perry County Central. They're coached by Shannon Hoskins. And Shannon Hoskins, of course, played at Clay County. Was on some of those great Clay County teams. Out with it is Zan Payne. Gives now to Luke Johnson. Payne, about a 17-footer. That's short off the left side and pulled out of there by Damon Tobler. Tobler averages over 17 points. Down low, Akinyemi with the left hand. Good.
Nice feed from Tobler. He saw Akinyemi running the whole way, and he threw it right where he could get it, and he finished with a nice left hand.
7-0 run here, Jack, by Perry County Central. They have the lead now, 7-6. Both these teams combined have 31 wins, so you knew coming in it was going to be a competitive high school basketball game. And that's what we've got here. Gary Ball with Jack Haynes and William Warfield here on PrepSpin.
Both these teams are very explosive, and we'll probably be seeing runs like this throughout the night.
I agree. Johnson loops it back over to Scott. Bryce lines it up. Back of the rim, no. Long rebound. A couple Perry County Central players battling for it, but Anasik is much taller, so he just ripped it away from the little guard.
Yep.
Tobler stops at the free throw line. Comes over now, right side, and the three-pointer won't go there for Perry County Central. That was Hill who had a look. Down low, Payne, whistle, and let's see what the call is here.
Yep, they're going to call that a charge.
Charge on Payne.
Tobler stood his ground, and Zan Payne tried to do a move that he was probably already thinking about in his head, and Tobler just stood still and let him run into him.
Going out will be Whitman, Scott, and also going out will be Price. And into the game will be Max Sparkman, who you referenced in the pregame, has been playing really well lately. Javen Harden comes in as well. And we'll check and see. The third player coming in there is going to be Keegan Bailey. Yeah, Bailey, number 5. Pressure on Hill, and he throws it right to Sparkman. He plays for Catholic. Here's Johnson in the middle. To the basket, scoop. He will get the soup and the sandwich.
Luke Johnson, we just talked about it. He can take it to the rim like anybody, and these Perry County Central players are going to have a tough time stopping him.
He's got 4 points. That's half the Knights' output. Payne has the other 4, and Back has the big 3 for Perry County Central. And Johnson completes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. He earned it. 9-7 Knights, 2:47 in the first period here at the Robert Buter Gymnasium, campus of Lexington Catholic. And almost a steal. No, Payne does get the steal. Payne with a bust out, and he dunks it off the right side.
Zan Payne, the big fella, rising up.
Rising up to the top. Cream does rise, and the Knights have 11-7 lead now. They had the 6-0 lead. Now they got 11-7 lead here. We want to thank White Greer Maggard Orthodontics and all of our sponsors here on PrepSpin. White Greer Maggard Game Link. We'll be back.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance.
By Back with the floater there, makes it 11-9, and that cuts it to 2 after Catholic had a 4-point lead. Good timeout there, Jack, by Perry County Central. They came out with a play to Noah back, and he put that nice little runner up a little floater there.
Yeah, the Commodores with a couple turnovers. Coach Hoskins knew he had to get a timeout, and Zam Payne right there knocking down that mid-range jumper again.
8 points already. I keep scoring on my sheet. As you know, Jack, it's unofficial. I've got Payne with 8 points right now. 13-9. Perry County Central, one of the powers out of the 14th region. To the basket, blocked by Sparkman. Picked back up, won't go. Tapped up Tobler, no. And out of bounds, and it goes to Perry County Central. Good hustle there by Anasiki.
And we talked about it, Max Sparkman. He's really improved. I've been playing with him and watching him since the 8th grade, and it's unbelievable how much better this guy's gotten. And he's stepped up for the Knights this year. And when Whitman needs a break or he's in foul trouble or injured like the other night, Sparkman can step in there and play solid minutes.
Tobler gets so much attention. Looks like the Knights in a 2-3. You got to watch back over there, and he in and out. And Johnson's got it. Here comes Johnson out of there with it. Luke Johnson down the right side, cut off by Hill and back. Now kicks it out to Hardin with 1:26 here in this first quarter. Johnson to the basket, hanging and scoring. Goodness.
Unbelievable.
7.
And that guy, when he gets up in the air, he's hanging in there, and he can make moves midair, and it's really unbelievable to watch.
15-9. Knights by 6. That equals their biggest lead. They jumped out to a 6-0 lead. Then Perry County Central actually had a 7-6 lead. Down low goes Anasiki. Out top. There's Noah back, three-pointer off the mark. Rebounded coming out of there is Hardin.
Nice behind the back from Hardin. Able to avoid the defender.
Johnson stops left side, front of the iron, no. Rebounded by Payne. Payne, 3 guys on him, kicks it over in the corner, and there's a shot. Hardin won't go. Excuse me, as Keegan Bailey put that one up. And here comes Perry County Central.
And one thing we're seeing here in the first quarter, Tobler's not able to get inside of the paint like he's wanting to. He had that one in the very first play of the game, but since then, Luke Johnson and Javen Hart have been playing solid defense up on the top of the key.
Akanyemi got a good shot there, but he couldn't get it to go as he went off glass. Down low is Payne, and he puts it in.
Another thing to point out in Zam Payne's game is he can handle the basketball. He'll bring it up sometimes for the Knights, and on that one, he's able to get away from the defender after he lost it and stick with it and adjust his shot midair and knock it down. 3 seconds now. Tobler's got to put it up. And stripped away by Hardin.
Yeah, good strip there by Hardin, as you said, and we go to the second quarter. 17-9, the lead is for Lexington Catholic. We'll come back with second quarter action here after this timeout.
Are our levels okay?
Your smile.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
Back with Jack Haynes and William Warfield, Gary Ball, 17-9. And, well, what a big quarter by Payne. Jack, he had 10 points in that quarter for the Knights. They lead it by 8.
Also pulled in a couple offensive rebounds, and he showed his full skill set in that quarter. Perry County Central wasn't able to stop him.
Bailey goes down low to Whitman, trying to back in. Triple teamed. Now cuts it back over to Sparkman. Scott out, and Bryce back. Here's a steal by Perry County Central. They try to go to the left side, stolen away by Keegan Bailey. Nice anticipation by Bailey.
And Bailey just dropping back, being calm, and read the pass the whole way.
Yeah. Shot won't go. There's Whitman, has it blocked. Sparkman picks it up.
That was a nice block from Anasaki.
Whitman might have traveled, and they do call it. 7:12 to go. A little sloppy here to start the second quarter, Jack. A little sloppy by Catholic. A couple possessions that they can't get it to go.
And you notice sometimes when Catholic takes out Luke Johnson that they don't have their full complete offense running together. Johnson's usually the one with the ball running the offense, and sometimes they just try and just pass it around and shoot it. They don't really run the actual sets.
Tobler that time took it strong to the basket. He missed the shot, but he was fouled, and the foul was called on Whitman.
That was a good call, a good call and a good foul, I think, on Whitman, going straight up. And one thing in Whitman's game over the years where he gets in foul trouble is he'll go straight up, but he'll bring his arms down, and that's where he gets the foul calls. And he's never really been able to fix that. It's just his tendency is to do that, trying to block the shot. He's been a great shot blocker. He's always been 6'5" for a while, and now he's about 6'8".
Well, that could be corrected, though. I mean, just leave the arms up there. Don't bring them down. But like you said, easier said than done if it's been a habit for a number of years, you know. Payne turns, kicks it over now to Scott, lines up the deep three, back of the rim, no. Whitman battling, but coming down. Whitman taps it back to Scott, and that's going to be a foul called. 17-11, and the ball's going to go back to Perry County Central.
I think they actually called Scott stepping on the baseline.
I think you're right.
He came back and bounced to get it, didn't get both feet in time.
This game tipped at 7. That's going to be a foul on Scott in backcourt. It tipped at 7, and I'm thinking probably tipped at 7 because Kentucky and Tennessee tip at 9 o'clock on ESPN down in Knoxville. I think that might have had a little bit to do that. And also, the Perry County Central traveled about 2.5 hours to be here from Hazard, the Hazard area.
Yeah, I want to get those guys
it's
back home before midnight.
Yeah, it's a school night, you know. Got school tomorrow. And we're supposed to get some snow, I understand, later this week.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I don't know about accumulation, but they're calling for some snow Thursday and Friday. We've got the All-A Classic coming up Thursday night. William and I will be over there for LCA as they take on Louisville Holy Cross at 9:30. Late night affair. Scott wide open from 3. Won't go for him. He's not on today so far. Rebounded by Perry County Central, but stolen by Payne. Payne out top now. It goes to Price. Back over to Luke Johnson to the basket. Finger roll good.
Luke Johnson's really hitting his stride tonight. He's on fire. And go back a couple to that last possession, Perry County Central. Blake Scott with a nice defense to force that 5-second call. And then they also stole away. And there's another steal, T.C. Price.
Price, long pass to Blake Scott. Might have got away with the travel. No, the official right there called it. And Scott upset, slams the padding behind the backboard. 19-11 if you're just tuning in. This is PrepSpin. White Greer Maggard Orthodontics. Game of the week. Gary Ball, Jack Haynes, and William Moorfield producing down there. He seems like he's a long way down there from us, Jack.
Yeah, William seems pretty far away. He's usually right next to me.
To the basket and hanging and won't go, but a foul called on Whitman on the nice drive there. And I believe the foul is on Whitman. That's going to be, I believe that's his second.
And Whitman's in shock right now. And we talked about how he brings his arms down. And in that play, I'm not sure where the foul was because he was straight up the whole time. Richard
Cornett, who just checked in, is at the line, and the first free throw is no good. Cornett is a 79% free throw shooter, averaging 7 points off the Perry County Central bench.
Something to point out, both these teams are shooting 65% from the free throw line, and that's definitely below average. Both coaches shouldn't be too happy with that.
This game for Catholic right now, Jack, having the earmarks to that LCA game a few weeks ago when only Johnson and Payne scored, but was enough as they beat LCA 50-46. Right now I show Johnson with 9, and I show Payne with 10. Ball thrown away by the Knights, and that's going to get quickly up off Brandon Salzman's bench. Javen Harden, and Scott will go out.
I think he noticed Scott on that play didn't go all out to save that ball from going out of bounds. It looked like he thought one of the Perry County Central players tipped it, but he just let it go out.
I noticed Coach Salzman didn't say anything at all to Blake Scott, just as he sat down and just kind of looked the other way. 19-12, Perry County Central down by 7. That's Austin Hill. That's Tobler. Looking down low, wide open, turning and scoring is Anasiki.
And we talk about how Sparkman's been improving a lot, but I would have to say Anasiki's no match for Sparkman. He's just getting in there and using all his strength, and you can tell Anasiki's got a lot more strength down low than Sparkman, who's in the game right now.
Nice shot by Zayn Payne. He has a dozen now.
And I'm not sure if I'm correct or not, but I don't think he's missed a mid-range shot in this game so far.
We'll check those stats. Ball kicked away, and we're going to have a foul called as Cornette was working, and he's fouled. I think they're going to call that on Harden. Yeah, that would be the 6th team foul against the Knights. So the next foul will be the bonus for Perry County Central. 5:05 to go in the first half, 21-14. Lexcath on top. They kick it deep in the corner. There's a 3 off the iron, no, but rebounded by Payne, and that's going to be a reach on Noah Back. Noah Back had that wide open 3, missed it, and then a little frustration there reaching in on Payne. That's the 3rd foul called on Perry County Central. Harden for the Knights. Across the line, looking now for T.C. Price. Bounces at the corner and back to Price. Left elbow. Price, the floater, off the mark. Rebounded by Sparkman. Good offensive rebound by Max Sparkman.
Yeah, Max Sparkman getting in there and boxing out.
Johnson spinning, and nice shot by Johnson.
Unbelievable spin move from Johnson right there. Blew right by Anisaki.
I think that was the rinse cycle, wasn't it? Ball almost thrown away, and he did step out of bounds, was Anisaki, and official said he was out of bounds.
And the Commodores really struggling with that full court pressure from the Knights. And a lot of teams struggle with that. It's not just the Commodores.
That's
Every
right.
team that comes in here usually struggles with that.
Price to Johnson. Johnson has a block, but whistle foul call will send Luke to the free throw line. Luke Johnson, of course, younger brother of Tanner, that man Johnson that played a few years ago. Where's Tanner at now?
Tanner's at Bryant University right now, playing for them. And the younger brother of those two is Ben Johnson. He's in 8th grade, but he's sitting right down here below us on the bench. And he got some early minutes against Taylor County on Saturday. And Coach Salzman doesn't usually go to him early. He'll play him late in games like that. But he looked impressive, and he's the future of the Knights. He's the rumor is that he might be the best Johnson.
Wow. That's saying a lot because Tanner could shoot the 3 from half court. He could shoot it from anywhere. He could shoot it when he walked in the gym. And Luke is outstanding as well. That is 13 now for Luke Johnson, and the lead is 11, and that's the largest lead the Knights have enjoyed.
And I'll tell you one thing. I watched Ben Johnson. He played with my brother last year in 7th grade, and he did similar things like that. He'd pull up from the volleyball line out there in 7th grade and knock down 3-pointers.
It's in the genes, isn't it?
Must be.
Trouble in backcourt is Caudle, Chandler Caudle. They go to Tobler. Back to Caudle, lines up the 3. Front of the iron, no. Rebounded by Luke Johnson. 3:47, Catholic trying to stretch a lead, and Price to the basket, no. Nice rebound there, pulled down by Chandler Caudle at 6'3".
And T.C. Price had a nice lane to the basket, just couldn't finish.
Tobler with the left hand, no. Tapped around, and T.C. Price has got it. Price, heavily taped right wrist. Gets it. Johnson, good wraparound pass, and Payne knocks it down.
Luke Johnson with the razzle-dazzle.
And I see Brian Milam down there at WKYT. He got that on film. I see him down there filming on the baseline, so that'll be a highlight reel. What a pass. Here's the lob, knocked away by Price.
Price is all over on the defensive end right now, looking up to Payne.
Payne grabs it, tries to reverse it, no. Johnson, no, rebounded by Tobler. And Shannon Hoskins wants to talk about it. Slow things down a little bit for Perry County Central. The doors are down now, 27-14 to the Knights of Lexington Catholic. Jack, what do you think so far? Why has Lexington Catholic been able to run out to this 13-point lead?
Their defense. They're getting steals, and they're getting fast break points. And Luke Johnson with that unbelievable no-look behind the back pass. And just pointing out T.C. Price down here with a couple steals, turning into points on the other end.
Yeah, Price doing a good job. He's a junior. Payne only a junior. So, like you said, with the younger Johnson coming up, you got some good things to build around here if you're Lexington Catholic. Also, looks like we were talking about him in the JV game, big number 55. Your man is checked in there for the Knights.
Yep, Sam Bong. He's not the quickest guy on the court, but he's got those traditional post moves. And they get inside to him. He'll make some baskets sometimes.
Sam Barnes, you said?
Sam Bong.
Bong.
He's a younger guy for the Knights. I believe he's a sophomore.
Yeah, he's not even on my depth chart. He is now.
Yep, he'll definitely be playing for the Knights next year.
What year is he?
A sophomore.
There's Harden. Keegan Bailey clears out. Harden says, I got this. Runs the point. 2:42 to go in the first half. And it's 27-14 Knights here on their home floor. Perry County Central's really struggled from the field tonight. We'll get the halftime stats for you and tell you about that. Payne in the lane. Kicks it over to Scott. And I thought Blake was going to go ahead and fire that one.
Yeah, and I would
he normally does.
He normally does, and I'm going to say that has to do with his confidence level in this game right now.
I agree. He's not made a shot yet. 0 for 5.
He'll tend to do that when he's off. He'll a nice block from Anasiki. He's had a couple blocks tonight.
Back in, Luke Johnson. Going out will be Harden. And going out is Caudle, and back in is back. 27-14. Lob to Luke Johnson, over to Blake Scott. I've liked Blake Scott ever since. I saw him play as a freshman and sophomore a few years ago. And that young man, I just like the way he has a stroke. When he's going, he can hit 5, 6 in a row.
And he's done that a couple times this year. He had 8 earlier in the season, actually a couple weeks ago.
What a shot by Johnson.
Luke Johnson is unbelievable. I'm telling you what, Loyola Maryland's getting a great player in him.
And I thought the circus was canceling after this year, Ringling, brother. The circus just came to the Buter Gymnasium on that shot by Johnson. Here's a long three-pointer off the mark. Won't go for Cornett. Pulled down by Scott. We have 1:38 in the first half. And at halftime, like I said, we'll give you all the numbers and stats from this first half, dominated by the Knights. They lead by 15. Ball knocked away by Tobler out of bounds. 29.
The key thing for Perry County Central is Tobler hasn't gotten going at all in this first half. Lexington Catholics really shut him down, and they've played solid defense. They only have 14 points.
Yeah, Tobler had a bucket in the first couple minutes of the game, has not scored since except for a couple of free throws. Does not have another basket, and he's the leading scorer with 18 a game. 15, and the Knights being very patient here with that 15-point lead, trying to win their 16th ball game. One of the top teams in the 11th region. And Bond has it blocked. Another block by Perry County. Tobler working on Johnson, lowers his shoulder, laid it up and in, but we're going to have the foul before the shot. And Luke Johnson saying, hey, what about the shoulder into me, huh?
Sure looked like an extension from up here. Luke Johnson not happy with that call, and
that's only his first foul.
Could have went either way.
Yeah, so Perry County Central in the bonus now with that foul on Luke Johnson. And that is going to be Tobler, who is a good field goal shooter, 63%. He only shoots 57 at the line, so that's kind of unusual to be that good of a field goal shooter and a subpar free throw shooter.
And usually in those cases it's from a big man, but Tobler's the guard on this team. And
yeah, and he's also tonight, even though he's 57%, he's 4 for 4 at the line, so go figure.
Yeah.
29-16, and the Knights have the ball with 52 seconds, and let's see what they do with it here. Keegan Bailey. What do you think of Bailey? Describe him for us.
Bailey's a junior for the Knights, and he hasn't seen any action on the court until this year, but he's really been able to come in really undersized, but he's extremely athletic, and he can knock down the three-pointer.
Johnson went to the basket on that, and he's going to be fouled. That's the 16th foul, so still Perry County Central has one foul to give before the bonus for the Knights. But I kind of like that. You know, the Knights aren't in the bonus, but, Jack, that tells me there haven't been a ton of fouls called, which I like. I like them to let the guys play.
Yeah, it's more enjoyable for the fans, and it's a lot more fast-paced.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I like, the fast pace. 29-16. Knights lead in leather, as I say.
And speaking of fast-paced, it's really fun to watch the Knights when they're in that fast-paced game. And just like tonight, they jumped out to that big lead when it was close in the first quarter. And Johnson's going to dribble it out, try and get the last shot here.
Luke, triple team, doesn't matter, kicks it deep in the corner and to the basket, dumps it to Bond. It's blocked away, another block by Anasaki, and there's a long Tobler shot off the board, no good. We'll go to the locker room. Lexington Catholic 29, Perry County Central 16, 13-point lead, and the Knights being led by Luke Johnson and Payne. They've done all the scoring, all 29 points by those two guys here in the first half. We'll get the stats and numbers for you here and come back on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard game of the week here from Lexington Catholic.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you to the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Robert J. Buter Athletic Center. Lexington Catholic's playing Perry County Central tonight, and going to give you some of the first half stats. And for the Knights, the thing that really sticks out is Luke Johnson and Zan Payne have combined for all the 29 points. Luke Johnson's got 15, Payne's got 14. Payne's shooting 6 of 8 from the field, and Johnson's shooting 6 of 8 from the field. And the key for the Knights, though, is down the stretch when they start playing those better teams in the district, when they get to the district and regionals as well, is they need another guy on this team to step up. And recently it seemed like that guy was Peter Whitman. He was playing unbelievable, and then he got that injury where he had to get stitched up from the Dunbar game, and he sat out against Taylor County on Saturday, came back tonight, and whenever they get it inside to him, he's been triple-teamed by the big fellas, Anasaki and Akanyemi, and both those guys are blocking a lot of shots. We'll see what happens in the second half, if Payne and Johnson can keep that up, or if the Knights are going to have some more scores. 13-point game right now. And on the other side for the Commodores, Damon Tobler averaging 18 points on the year. He's only shooting 1 for 3 from the field, 4-4 from the charity stripe, but he's only got 6 points. That's their key scorer, and they only have 16 points as a team from that first half. Noah Back had 5, 2 from Anasaki, and also 2 from Akanyemi. Both those guys had a couple blocks in the first half as well. And Anasaki had 4 and Akanyemi had 2. So that's 6 from the both of those guys. And Lexington Catholic and Perry County Central both have 5 points from the free throw line. Catholic way out with 11 points off turnovers. Perry County Central only has got 5. Catholic winning the rebounding battle 18-14. And they're also pulling in a lot more offensive rebounds than the Commodores. Both teams shooting poor from the three-point line. Perry County Central's 1 of 8. Lexington Catholic is 0 for 4. Blake Scott's 0 for 3. He hasn't knocked down a shot tonight. We saw him hesitate and not shoot that 1 3-pointer later in the second quarter where he was wide open, and that could be part of his lost the word right there, but Blake Scott has not been on fire tonight. But we've seen him earlier in the couple games ago, made 5 3-pointers against Tate's Creek. He had 8 against Mason County. All of his points were 3-pointers, had 24 in total. And the last couple weeks, he's just been kind of hot and cold. You just got to see where he starts off in the game. And if he starts off making 1 or 2, he'll keep making them throughout the rest of the game. Knights are back out on the court warming up. About 2 minutes, so we bring you back to action. And Lexington Catholic obviously with 0 points off the bench. Perry County Central only had 1. And Lexington Catholic dominating the paint, 18-8 on that side. Perry County Central with those big fellas inside, not getting it to them as well, and also a couple missed shots from close range. Lexington Catholic dominating the game overall in every category, and so far Luke Johnson, Zan Payne have not been able to be stopped by the Commodores. They have no answer for him right now. And on Lexington Catholic's defensive side, they have really slowed down Tobler. He got into the paint once in the beginning, and then he went up and got fouled on Whitman. But other than that, he's tried to get inside, and the Knights have shut him down. Gary Ball going to hop right back in with us. 1 minute till we begin the third quarter.
Great job there, Jack, with the first half numbers. You know, they say numbers don't lie, and neither team, and Knights usually a good three-point shooting team, but neither team exactly shooting the lights out from 3. Matter of fact, only 1 3-pointer made in the first half for both ball clubs, and I believe that was made by Perry County Central.
Yeah, and Lexington Catholic, they're shooting 35% from the three-point line, and Perry County Central shooting 38%. So neither of these teams are big-time three-point shooters.
Right.
But with Lexington Catholic, they got players that when they're hot, they're going to knock them down. And you can see that happen at any time during the season, and it's happened a couple times. We mentioned Blake Scott. When he hits them early, he hits them throughout the game.
Yeah, when Blake Scott's hot, he's hot. There's no doubt about it. I was did a game earlier this year where, like you were saying, Jack Haynes, he made 6 in a row in that game. And I'm talking they were NBA range that he was knocking them down. But I don't know, sometimes he just gets in a funk or something. I don't know what it is. I guess that's typical with a 16, 17-year-old guy, you know?
Yeah, and he kind of loses that consistency, and he'll hesitate to take shots when he misses his first couple. And great shooters just keep shooting. And if Blake Scott just keeps firing, he'll start knocking him down.
And it will be Price, Scott, Johnson, Payne, and Whitman for Catholic. And with the ball is back. Down low, shot won't go there but a throw up by Tobler, and he's going to be fouled. The first initial shot was taken by Akinyemi, and he kind of threw it up inadvertent. I don't know what that was, but wasn't near the basket, but Tobler was able to stick with it and go to the line and shoot 2 free throws. Third foul on Whitman. Free throw good there by Tobler. We talked about him not being a very good free throw shooter earlier in the game, 57%. He's 5 for 5 tonight at the line, so he's bringing that percentage up above 60.
Just jinxing
there.
Yeah,
I know that. I knew that would happen. 29-17, and be a foul called on side court. And 12-point lead right now for the Knights. Gary Ball, Jack Haynes, and William Warfield producing here on PrepSpin. Decent crowd in here, but it's Tuesday night, and it's not a big city rival. If it was a big city rival like Dunbar or LCA or somebody like that, Lafayette, this place would probably be packed.
And we saw that the other night in that Dunbar game.
Scott.
Everyone for Lexington Catholic was here, and they stormed the court afterwards.
Payne into the paint. Yeah, that was a big district win over Dunbar, because Dunbar had beaten Catholic earlier in the year by 2, I think it was. So that was payback time, wasn't it?
Dunbar played them early in the season, and it was close in the beginning, and Dunbar pulled away at the end.
Yeah, they did. Here's Luke Johnson, rolls out, rebounded, pulled off of there, pulled off by Inosiki. Here's Tobler. Tobler to the basket, blocked by Whitman, and we're going to have a foul called there. If that goes on Peter, that'll be his 4th foul.
And right away, Coach Salzman tapping Max Sparkman. He's coming right back in, and that's not good for the Knights with that height in there. You really saw Anisaki and Akinyemi use their height to block shots and get rebounds when they took advantage of Whitman being out of the game at the end of the first half, and they're going to have an opportunity again.
Perry County Central came in 16-5. Free throw knocked down by Tobler. Tobler now has 8 points, and 6 of those 8 coming from the stripe. Out Whitman with 4 fouls, and I believe was that Sparkman they put back in?
Yep, Max Sparkman coming back in.
Tobler knocks down the second free throw. He now has 9 points, half of his average of 18. But they have cut the lead to 10, so they're trying to get it down into single digits. Johnson looking back door to Scott. Blake dumps it back to Sparkman. Sparkman back to T.C. Price.
And where Perry County Central can get back in the game is by slowing down the pace and working the ball inside on the offensive end.
Blake Scott got the pass, ready to shoot it, but couldn't get it off. There's Johnson spinning, throws it up, won't go, but he's fouled. And Luke flies into a cheerleader underneath the basket.
And they haven't stopped Luke Johnson from getting in the paint. Lexington Catholic was leading that category by a lot in the first half. And Tobler was trying to argue that was on a foul on the ground.
Luke has 15 points, make it 16 points. He averages 21 a game, and that's a little low. I think early in the year I thought Luke would be a 30-point scorer this year, didn't you?
I did too, and it's kind of dipped about a point or 2 from earlier in the year. And part of that is Zan Payne coming on and making a lot of baskets for the Knights. And also Peter Whitman's scoring average has went up from the last month. He was averaging 6 at the end of December, and he's averaging about 9 right now.
Yeah, well, when you have a 33-point performance, that'll do that, won't it?
It will. And
Akinyemi won't go. Point-blank shot. He blew it. Point-blank. Anisiki, excuse me. Here comes Johnson. Thought about it. Behind the back. Out to Payne. Payne crossing over. Zan hands it now to Johnson. 6 minutes to go here in the third period, 31-19. Catholic on top. Johnson, and put it up and in.
Johnson's getting inside with ease tonight, and those big fellas inside can't stop him.
Oh! And there's a nice dunk by Akinyemi.
Nice crossover, and then the throwdown from Akinyemi.
He got tired of putting shots up that wouldn't go in, so he just dunked one, didn't he?
And both those guys can do that. Akinyemi and Akasaki, they both have missed some layups tonight, so, I mean, why not go up and throw them down?
Luke Johnson back out top now. Tobler's on Luke Johnson. Johnson back to Price, and on him is Hill, Austin Hill. Price crossing over in the Hill, down the lane, throws it up, it goes in, and did they call it on the floor before the shot? No shot. They said he was fouled before the shot, but that's what T.C. Price can do, though. He can take it to the basket as well.
That was a very impressive finish from T.C. Price. Too bad he didn't get the continuation. But, yeah, he gets inside, and he's physical. He'll go up on those big guys, and he can also just knock it down from outside. I mean, T.C. Price got the full package. Just got to work on his game a little more, the fundamentals, knocking down those open shots. And he could be the key guy next year when the Knights are going to lose Johnson, Scott, and Whitman.
Cornett comes in for Hill, who just checked out. 5 minutes to go in the third. 33-21. Payne goes to the basket. Payne blocked away, and a good block there by Akinyemi. What is that, 4 blocks now for him?
I think so, and almost thrown away by Blake Scott.
Tobler. Cornett penetrates, hangs, won't go, but stuck back up. Cornett dumps it out to Tobler. He's open from 3. Got it. Tobler.
They're going to call that one a 2. He took a dribble and stepped on the line.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That dribble cost him another point because he stepped right inside the line, and he didn't have to take that dribble.
Nope, he could have sat there and shot that wide open 3.
33-23 instead of a 3. That cuts it to 10. Payne to the basket strong, and he draws the foul. Well, I tell you what, one thing about Payne and Johnson, when they take it to the basket, they're either going to do one or two things. They're either going to score the basket or they're going to get fouled.
And that's Sam Payne's specialty right there. He'll blow by you, and you can't stop him when he gets there. You're going to foul him or he's going to score on you.
Payne's free throw, and that's something he's been doing very well this year, shooting free throws.
And he's really improved from last year. He's shooting 71% from the line this year, and each game he improves more and more. He knocks those down. He practices with the UK guys, and his dad makes him shoot those all the time.
Scott out, Price out, Harden and Keegan Bailey back in for the Knights. 4:15 to go here in this third quarter. 35-23. Full court press by the Knights, and they finally get it into Anasiki. Tobler. Crossing over, Tobler. Hanging over Sparkman, good. Now Tobler's starting to show us a little bit of why he's the 14th Region Player of the Year. He now has 14 points in the game.
Yeah, Tobler's working it inside this time. Knights' defense on him has not been as well as it was in the first half.
Johnson with the hook shot. That is 20 now for Luke.
And the Commodores aren't going to get back in this game until they shut down either Johnson or Payne, because both those guys still doing all the scoring for the Knights.
Tobler into the lane. He hangs, won't go. Whistle foul called. And now, in the first half they were letting them play a little bit, and now we're starting to get a number of fouls called. That's 7 fouls already called here in the first 4.5 minutes, Jack, of the third quarter.
Yeah, and that's another foul on Max Sparkman. We could be seeing Sam Bond come back in, and that's the Knights' third center. Tobler missing that one.
Yeah, Whitman has 4 fouls. He's on the bench. Big 6'7" senior.
We won't be seeing Whitman again until in the middle of that fourth quarter. Coach Salzman can't put him back in at this point.
Tobler missed them both, but stuck back up and rolled in there nicely by Akinyemi. He had a dunk earlier, and then nice follow-up there. So Akinyemi now starting to get his offense on track.
Yeah, Coach Hoskins needs to slow the game down and get it to those guys inside.
Jumper knocked down by Harden.
And Tobler didn't step up to guard him on that one. There wasn't anyone behind him for him to be guarding. Not sure why they just gave Harden the wide open jumper.
And Jack, with that jumper there by Harden, that's the first player other than Payne and Johnson that scored in this game for the Knights.
And it took us 39 points for that to happen.
That shot rolls in there again. As I said, Akinyemi starting to find his offense. That's 8 points, 6 of those here in the third quarter. 39-29. 2:38 into third. Payne to the basket. Kicks away out to Johnson. Into the lane. Knocked away, and a good block there. Good block by Akinyemi.
Both those guys just standing their ground in the paint, rising up, and just swatting a lot of the shots coming inside tonight.
Payne goes to Luke Johnson. Works in on Cornett. Floater short. and picked up by Sparkman, goes to Payne. Payne dumps it deep in the corner to Luke, and Johnson fires the three, bullseye.
Luke Johnson knocking it down all the way in the corner, right in Anasaki's face.
24 now for Luke Johnson.
Luke Johnson putting on a show tonight here at Robert J. Buter.
2 minutes to go in the third, and the Knights have that big lead of 13 back, 42-29. Tobler, kick it, Cornett, over it goes now. Hall's three, got it. Or excuse me, that's Noah Back. Noah Back.
Knocking down his second three-pointer
Second
of the
three,
night.
8 points for Back. Payne, over to Keegan Bailey. Payne, over to Johnson, same spot, and in and out this time. Rebounded by Cornett. Long pass goes out to Back. Back off glass, no, and then the follow dunk, Tobler, no, won't go, and here comes out of there with it Harden. Lobs it, high pass to Johnson, catches it on the baseline, and Luke brings it back out on the dribble, stops, throws it up, no, and rebounded, and coming out of there with it is Akayemi. A minute 12, Jack, 42-32, and Perry County Central needing a big basket here, down by 10.
And Tobler really had a chance. He could cut it to a single-point lead, and he also could have really made the momentum swing in their way, and on this end, Zan Payne's going to take the charge.
Yeah, Cornett did a nice job, but unfortunately for him, Payne.
And a little confusion now with the subs. One of the refs wasn't letting them come in, but looks like they're in right now. That's Bong and Price.
Chandler Caudle in the ball game for Perry County Central now, 42-32. Long pass to Harden. Harden jumps it back out. They kick it in the corner to Price. Price over to Luke Johnson. 45 seconds in the third. Gary Ball, Jack Haynes, William Orfield on PrepSpin. White Greer Maggard game of the week. Thanks to Sutherland Chevrolet. Three-pointer won't go. Nice rebound pulled down by Anasiki. Gives it up over now to Damon Tobler. Tobler leads Perry County Central with 14 points.
And you really got to go back to that play and where he could have finished that putback dunk.
That's right.
That's huge. You got to put that down, and you got to. Coach Hoskins cannot be happy about that. And when you have that kind of athleticism, you're expected to make those kind of plays.
Lob to Tobler in the corner, and the three-pointer knocked down by Noah Back.
2 seconds, and I don't think the Knights are going to get it in.
Back cuts it down to 7, 42-35, Jack, after Catholic led by as many as 16 points. Now the lead has been cut down to 7 on a back-to-back three by Noah Back there.
And Noah Back, that's 3 in the game so far, and he's shooting 43% from the three-point line. Watch out for him in the fourth quarter. He'll continue to knock those down.
We'll step out and come back here with the fourth quarter action here on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard game of the week.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Gary Ball, Jack Haynes back with fourth quarter action. William Warfield producing here on PrepSpin. 42-35. Johnson goes baseline, kicks it over down to Blake Scott. Back to Harden. Harden backs it back out of there and loops it deep to Johnson. Johnson throws it into Scott, lines up the three. That's an air ball pulled down by Payne. He puts it up, and Payne has it blocked. Good block there by Anasiki. Payne is what, 6'4", 6'3", so Anasiki must be about 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, and all the height on Perry County Central side right now. They've blocked a lot of shots tonight, and the longer they keep Whitman out, the more effective those guys are going to be, and Coach Salzman's got to get a timeout.
Timeout as Johnson was doubled in the corner there. 7:38 to play, 42-35. As we said, check out high school basketball Thursday night. It'll be the All-A Classic. Lexington Christian Academy taking on Louisville Holy Cross at 9:30 over at Frankfurt's convention over in Frankfort, Kentucky. That'll be Thursday night. If LCA wins, they'll play again Friday night. We'll have that opening round game on Thursday, Jack, over the All-A Classic.
These next 3 minutes of this quarter are going to be really interesting. That's where we'll see if the Commodores can get back in it, and they'll make it. If they can, they're going to make it a game down the stretch.
Commodores picking up their defensive pressure, and that back line is certainly athletic with Anasiki, Akinyemi, and Tobler. Very athletic back line.
Tobler in this half getting to the rim a lot more easier than he was in the first half.
Payne lobs it out to Harden, almost stolen there, almost picked off by Caudle. There goes Payne, jumper, 10-footer, no. Battle for it, and Tobler's got it. Bong got a hand on it.
Bong did have a hand on it. Could have pulled that down, but the other guy's too strong for him to put that one.
Tobler tripped. Johnson thought he traveled. I thought he did too, but the officials saying foul. They called the foul on Price.
And Whitman, we're seeing him come back in earlier than we thought.
Yeah, we thought we'd see him at about the 3 or 4 minute mark. He comes in with 7:15 to play.
Coach Salzman knew he couldn't keep the young guy in there much longer. Had to get Whitman in there, and Sparkman hasn't been too effective tonight. Whitman's just got to play good defense and keep his hands straight up, and he'll be fine.
In this half, Noah Back has hit a couple of big threes, as you said, Jack. His third three, and Tobler has a three. Could have had two if he had stepped his foot inside the line there on that one, but he does have 14. So Back and Tobler leading Perry County Central, and, of course, Payne and Luke Johnson leading the Knights big time.
Back inbounded that one right there, and he tried to come right into the corner, but Johnson saw it and covered him.
Back loops it down low. That's Anasiki. Hook shot, short. Payne battling. Tobler tries to save it in, and Whitman's got it. Here come the Knights. Luke Johnson down the middle of the floor. Luke Johnson off glass, good. Boy, Johnson went right at Anasiki, took it right at him.
And that's how you use your body to finish. Luke Johnson getting there, hitting him, making the contact. Johnson creating the contact is the key, and finishing strong at the rim.
Down low it goes now. Turning, hook shot up and in for Anasiki. That's the first basket for Prince Will Anasiki. First basket of the game.
And he's had looks inside, open looks, and he's missed them all.
Ball kicked there by Anasiki. Back into the game will be Hill. Going out, Caudle. They try to get Hill going. Hill's been an outstanding three-point shooter, averaging 12 points. He's held to 2 right now.
Yeah, and he's also a good shooter from mid-range, averaging 11 points this year. But as you said, only 2 points tonight. The Knights have been doing a great job with their defense this evening.
44-37. Knights lead by 7 and 6:12 to go, and they have the ball. T.C. Price goes to Payne. He throws it right to Perry County Central's Noah Back. Back in the middle to Tobler. Dumps it and shot short. Johnson, well, I tell you what, I don't know what happened, but it looked like that time Akinyemi wasn't expecting that pass.
And Akinyemi could have thrown down a nice easy dunk. He was wide open and hard foul.
Yeah, T.C. Price hanging up in the air like he does so well, and he draws the foul.
Price is not afraid to go inside and draw the contact, and we've seen that tonight. He'll go to the free throw line, but he's not the greatest free throw shooter. He's only TC's only shooting 45% from the stripe this year.
Knocks that one down. 45-37, Knights by 8. Their biggest lead tonight's been, I believe, 16?
Yep, the Knights were up 16 in the third quarter.
Missed that one and rebounded, pulled down by Perry County Central. Almost a steal by Price. It isn't. He throws it off the leg. Great hustles. He throws it off the leg of Akinyemi out of bounds. It goes back. Well, that's just great hustle there by T.C. Price.
Outstanding hustle by Price. He didn't give up. He stayed there after the shot. All the other Knights got back on defense, and he got in there and ripped it out and saved it.
Whitman, top of the circle, back to Johnson. Stops, off glass, no. Whitman battling, taps it out. Official right there saying it goes off Peter Whitman, and it will go to Perry County Central. And Jack, they are in need of a big three here. It's 45-37. A three would get them down to 5.
And they got to look to back. He's open right here.
Back, open from 3. Rattles, out of there. Stuck back up and in, though, by Perry County Central's Tobler with 16 now.
That would have been a huge three-pointer if that
went down. It went halfway down.
It was. Tobler was there for the putback and stolen away.
Still picked up by Anasiki to Tobler.
Back's open in the corner.
Tobler to the basket, off glass, good.
Damon Tobler taking it himself. Coach Salzman's going to have to get a timeout. 4-point game here at Lexington Catholic.
Yeah, here come the Commodores. Tobler, 18, that's his average. And it's 45-41 here with fourth quarter action. Will return here on the White Greer Maggard High School Game of the Week.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthodontics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
Gary Ball, Jack Haynes, and William Warfield producing. 45-41, Jack and the Superstars have stepped up. Luke Johnson with 26, and Damon Tobler with 18 for Perry County Central. We got ourselves a ball game. 45-41, there's going to be a quick grab there, and that's going to go against Akinyemi, and that'll be his second foul.
And we go back to look at the comeback for the Commodores. Noah Back knocked down back-to-back threes to end the third quarter. And then they took advantage of Peter Whitman being out of the game and taking advantage of the younger guys the Catholic Knights had to put in, and they got to the rim.
And Price knocking down free throws. That's his second free throw. And now he'll shoot it's 46-41. Knights by 5. And Price shooting the second free throw, rolls in there.
And also with Johnson and Payne having all the workload on them in the first three quarters, they've kind of slowed down a little bit, missing a couple shots, and that's allowed Perry County Central to creep back in.
Back. Turning around, a 15-foot jumper won't go, and rebounded by Johnson. I'm not sure the shot there from the free throw line. Long pass to Payne. Zan to the basket, hanging, scoring!
Oh, my goodness! Mr. Payne! Oh, my! Zan Payne with the unbelievable finish, went up and under and tossed it up, and it fell in. He's at the line for one more. That one's in and out. But Zan Payne with the unbelievable acrobatic finish.
That man knows how to finish, doesn't he? 49-41. There's Tobler. Missed the layup. Tapped up, no. Picked up out front, and Hill shoots it, no, from 10. And rebounded, pulled down by Price.
And Tobler just went too hard off the glass on that one.
Couple of easy looks there for Perry County Central. They couldn't get either one to go. 4:20 to play. Harden, little dump to Whitman. Whitman fouled hard, and they called travel. Yeah, they called travel. Whitman thought he was fouled, which he was, but I guess the travel came before the contact.
And I did see him take an extra step before he put the ball down. Both those guys, Anasaki and Akinyemi, were in the air, and that kind of made him take those 2 steps.
Anasaki's got the ball, lobs to Tobler, and Johnson and Price all over him. They go in the corner. Here's Hill's three. Got it! Deep in the corner. First three-pointer by Hill, Makes it 49-44. Jack, they just won't go away, will they?
Yeah, we said we got to watch the first 3 minutes of this quarter, and they're back to within 5. And so it's anyone's game right now. Hill and Back are knocking down 3-pointers. No one on Catholic Sense knocked down a 3-pointer, so we're really going to have to keep an eye on it. I think the key down the stretch is who can get the stops.
Mm-hmm. Jack, listen to this on my score sheet, which is unofficial, by the way. We all know it's unofficial. 2 threes by Back, a 3-pointer by Tobler. He would have 3, but that one he barely put his foot inside the line. 3-pointer by Hill right there. So the Commodores of Perry County Central have knocked down 4 3-pointers here in the second half. That's why they're only down 5 points.
And we haven't seen Blake Scott this quarter, and that has to do with his poor shooting performance tonight. And they could really use that 3-point shooter to make this league grow and not have a close game in the last couple minutes.
I'm not making excuses for Blake Scott, but he does not look like he's feeling 100% to me tonight. Kind of like maybe a little under the weather, a little lethargic. I'm not making excuses for him, but Blake Scott is too good of a ball player to have this kind of performance. He's having a bad hair day, too, if you notice. That could be a combination of things. I'm not sure. 49-44. No, Blake, I'm just kidding with you, Blake. Blake's family's going, what?
No, all jokes here.
Yeah, it's all. We're just kidding aside here.
Commodores are going to start using this pressure.
49-44. Harden loops it over to Payne. Payne to Luke Johnson. Johnson underneath the basket. Cut off. Double team. Now triple team. Loops it out to Harden. Comes in the corner. Payne open. Goes baseline. Dumps it to Whitman. Pulled away. Jump ball called as Whitman. And
it's going to be Commodores basketball.
Yeah. And there's Anasiki there battling with him. Big Anasiki. 6'5". 49-44. Boy, a 3-pointer here by Perry County Central. Things will get very interesting, won't they, Jack?
Yep, and we'll see what they do right here.
Tobler, double teamed, in trouble. Kicks it over now to Anasiki. Now they go in the corner now to Back. To Tobler. To Back, a long 3. Bullseye.
And there it is. That's exactly what you just said. We got a 2-point game right now. It's anyone's ball game. And
that's 14 for Back, Jack. He's right at his average.
Noah Back really knocking down the 3-pointers.
Whitman. And we're going to have a blocking foul called as Price hits the floor hard. I don't know what the Perry County Central folks. I mean, Price got fouled, and that's even a foul in the NBA right there. And you know how physical the NBA is.
That's going to send Price back to the line. He's been there a couple times tonight, knocking down his free throws.
By the way, that's the 3rd on the superstar Tobler. I've got him with 3 now, 3 fouls. And that is the 9th team foul against Perry County. So the next foul against them will be the double bonus for free throw short there by Price. Rebounded, 49-47. And how about Noah Back, Jack Haynes? He's hit 3 big threes here in the second half. He has 14, 9 of them here in the second half. 3 minutes to play, 2-point ball game.
Look to them to go back to Back.
Bauer, Tobler. That's a good place to go with it, too. He's got the ball working in on Payne. Tobler, ball knocked away, and they're going to say last touch by Payne. They're going to give it back to Perry County Central out of the 14th region.
Putting Pan on Tobler would not be a bad idea for the Knights because in this half he hasn't been able to be stopped. And that's Back!
Perry,
back to Back!
And Perry County Central has a 1-point lead. They haven't led since 7-6.
Unbelievable. The Commodores are right back in it, and they have a lead.
50-49 on the back 3. Payne stops. Back of the rim, no. Tapped around and picked up by Anasiki. We got ourselves a fantastic finish here at the Buter Gymnasium, 50-49. Dump it down low. And back over the right side. Shot won't go. Rebounded by Payne. I tell you, point blank was Akinyemi. I'm going to agree with you, Jack. Why did he just dunk that one?
And the big fellas have just been doing those thrown away.
Bad
play
pass
by Javen Harden.
Lead it out to Back. He hangs, misses it. Picked up by Tobler. Good. That's 20 for Damon Tobler.
Big time mistake from the young guy, Javen Harden.
Johnson to the basket. Scoop blocked. Blocked by Anasiki.
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Commodores have really come on both ends of the ball.
52-49. Tobler to the basket. On the floor. And we're going to have a timeout by Coach Hoskins. 1:40 to go in regulation. And Perry County Central behind 4 big threes here in the half by Noah Back. They lead at 52-49 here and on PrepSpin. And we'll take a break here and come back with More fourth quarter action. 52-49 Perry County Central.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Live.
Lexington Catholic had a double-digit lead at halftime, 29-17, but Noah back and Tobler have really picked it up. Tobler has 14 points in this half, 20 overall. And Asiki down low, hook shot, short, rebounded by Big Peter Whitman as he rips it off.
Big Pete coming back into the game. He had 4 fouls, had to sit out early in the second half, but he's back now. He's made a little bit of an impact inside. The big fellas for the Commodores haven't been making those point-blank range layups.
Payne went right at Akinyemi, and usually Payne finishes that, but he's fouled, and that sends Zan Payne to the line. 18 for Payne. Johnson leads everybody with 26. Zan Payne now with 19.
Can make this a one-point ball game if he knocks this down.
20 for Damon Tobler. That's above his average, and Payne got them both. I tell you what a ball game. 52-51. Perry County Central by 1, Jack, with a minute 22 to play in regulation.
2 great
Tobler knocked away, stolen by Johnson. Johnson to the basket, reverse, no. But he'll go to the line. What a play by Johnson.
And just as I was saying, these are 2 great ball clubs in this gym tonight, and we expected a big-time game like this, and the Commodores have made it fun to watch here at the end.
Yeah, they were kind of going through the motions for about 2 quarters, and then all of a sudden in the third quarter, Noah back started knocking down some threes, and also Tobler started taking it to the basket. Free throw good by Mr. Johnson. He has 27 big ones.
Unbelievable. And part of that is the Knights' defense let up in the second half. They were really shutting down Tobler. He couldn't get inside, and that changed big time.
Johnson ties it with his 27th, but can't give him the lead with his 28th as he misses the free throw. We're tied at 52. Minute 10 in regulation. Tobler in trouble. Skips it and throws it over the head of back. Turnover to Catholic.
Knocks it right off the head of a little fan in the front row, but he's all right.
He'll probably move up a couple of rows after that pass.
Look back at his dad. He gave him the thumbs up.
Yeah. Didn't get his drink, though. He made sure he had that drink intact.
Hey, he held that thing with 2 hands.
52 all here. Pass in the middle to Luke, and Johnson's going to be fouled. So that'll be double bonus. So Luke Johnson will shoot a couple of free throws here with 59 seconds to go in regulation.
And that was not a smart foul at all.
No, not that far from the basket.
I mean, just crossing the half-court line.
Yeah.
It was a dumb reach-in play right there.
You're 40 feet from the basket. He's not going to hurt you from there.
But Johnson missed the first one.
It's his second miss in a row. He can give the lead back to the Knights.
Johnson only shooting 72% from the line. Not that impressive from the superstar. You'd think he'd be a higher one.
That's probably why his average isn't 25 or 26 a game.
You're right.
Because of the free throw shooting. He'd be up there. But Johnson misses them both. We're still tied at 52. Look for Perry County Central to try to slow it down here and get a good shot.
3 straight misses from the free throw line for Johnson.
Tobler has his pocket picked by Price. Price came from behind. Brandon Salzman wants a timeout. A frantic timeout by the Catholic bench. 45 seconds, and what a strip there by T.C. Price from behind.
And Coach Hoskins with his hands over his head. He doesn't know what to say.
Well, he's wondering why Tobler didn't pass the ball. He had 2 Commodores way up front in their end of the court. He could have passed it to one of them, but instead he's dribbling, and T.C. Price said, hey, if you're going to dribble, I'm going to come up from behind you and back tap it, and we're going to get the ball back. Good hustle there by T.C. Price.
T.C. Price's defense has been everything Coach Salzman could want from him tonight.
Some big misses at the line here, though. late in this game by the Knights.
Yeah, Luke Johnson with 3 straight misses from the free throw line, and that could hurt him. We're still tied, 45 seconds. We saw that in the Dunbar game with Max Sparkman. He could have made that lead grow to 3, but he missed 2 free throws at 30 seconds left and gave Dunbar a chance to win the game.
Well, there have been some outstanding games in this gym this year, haven't there? I mean, so many close games. As you mentioned, the Dunbar game went down to the wire, and in the traditional bank tournament, there were some great overtime games in that tournament.
Me and William did a girls' game a couple nights ago, and that came down to the wire.
Good working with you, Jack. Johnson cut off, loops it, now jumps it back to Harden. Harden dribbles it in, double team, now back over to Luke Johnson. Johnson right side, hanging, puts it up, no. There's Whitman and rebounded by Anasiki.
25 seconds.
Let's see what they do here. They got Tobler, the 14th Region Player of the Year. He's got the basketball for Perry County Central, 52-all. Perry County Central lead with trying to get the lead back here, but before they take the last shot here, Coach Hoskins is going to call a timeout and talk about it.
Yep, 13 seconds on the clock. They're going to play for the last shot.
Yeah, here's what they're going to do. They're not going to shoot till about the 3-second mark and try to draw the foul, and they also want an opportunity if they miss it to maybe get an offensive rebound.
And that could definitely happen. They got 2 big guys in there. They've pulled in a lot of boards.
Yep.
They've affected a lot of shots. And we'll see what Coach draws up for the Commodores.
Perry County Central brought some fans. Not a huge Lexington Catholic crowd here tonight on their side. But as you said, it's a school night, and where are all the students at tonight, Jack Haynes?
Not sure. That's unusual for Lexington Catholic. That spot over there is usually full, and especially when they're playing a big-time team.
Yeah, the Dungeon over there. The Dungeon.
The Dungeon not living up to their standards tonight. Not sure what that's all about.
The All-A Classic coming up Thursday night. The Scholastic Ball Report, if you like high school sports. Sunday at 2 o'clock on the CW. Lexington. This week, Montgomery County Divers coming on. The new football coaches from Douglas, Brian Landis and Oliver Lucas from Clark County will be on the show. And also the Dunbar State Championship cheerleading team. And Little P, Parker Panel will be back, my new addition on the show.
Sounds fun. Here we go. 12 seconds.
12 seconds. In trouble with it. Down low. Ball not stole away by Pete Whitman. And we're going to have a timeout called. And so Catholic will have 5.5 seconds. Perry County Central threw it away. Peter Whitman there to pick it off.
Big Pete doing what he does best, putting those hands up and knocking down the ball, getting that steal. 5.5. Anything can happen. Get it in Luke Johnson's hand. He'll go coast to coast in less than that.
And I know what Perry County Central's coach Shannon Hoskins is telling them, don't foul. But you know what? 5.5 seconds to go in the game. It is really hard if you're a high school basketball player not to be going after that ball.
And then one thing to point out is, like we've said it twice, Luke Johnson's missed his last 3. So even if you do foul him, anything's possible.
Noah Back has been the catalyst here late in this game. 4 big threes for the Commodores. Tobler has 20 points. Luke Johnson, 27. Zan Payne with 20. Mingy Beef Jerky on the line tonight, thanks to Mingy Beef Jerky. Atkinson, Sims, and Commode. Thank those folks. Atkins, how about All Sports in the Fayette Mall? If you see it on the field, you see it on the courts.
Pick it up at All Sports.
Thank you very much. Very good, Jack. I was thinking of the ending there, but you had my back on that one.
Sounded good like that. All right.
5.5 seconds. Here we go. Catholic and Perry County Central, 52-all. Catholic's got to go the distance of the floor, and that's 94 feet here on this college-sized floor. They get it to Johnson. Luke dribbling to midcourt, 3 seconds. Johnson, right side, up off the right, rolls off. We're going to overtime. Perry County Central's thinking they're lucky stars because that shot looked like it was going to roll in when
Luke
it left
Johnson with the hook shot, took a couple bounces. I thought that was going in from where we're sitting. But, hey, why not overtime? This game's been unbelievable tonight.
We'll be back with overtime here thanks to Atkinson, Sims, Commode. White Greer Maggard Game of the Week, overtime coming at you, 52-all.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Overtime coming at you. Gary Ball, Jack Haynes, William Warfield, and what a steal by Peter Whitman. You know, Whitman's big steal there, like you said, Jack, going up getting his hands on that ball. Then it looked like Luke Johnson's shot was going in from here, and it just rolled off. And we're headed to overtime now. Perry County Central, Lexington. What do you think here in the overtime, Jack?
I think we're going to see something similar to the end of that fourth quarter. A lot of defense, and we saw a lot of fouls. We'll see if the refs put their whistles in their pocket or not. And one thing to keep an eye on is Tobler's got 3 fouls. That could be key. 4-minute overtime period, he could pick up 2. And he's been big for them in the second half. He couldn't get inside in the first half, but he definitely got there and did what he wanted in the second half, got him back in it, along with Noah Back, who knocked down 4 triples.
Yep. He had 9 points in that half, 14 overall. Down the lane, Hill's shot won't go. Hill gets it back. Right side, whistle, foul called. Austin Hill in there battling with 5 points. And that is only the 15th foul against the Knights, so they've still got a couple to give, Jack, before bonus for the Doors. Whitman. Did they call a foul on Pete? Okay. I did not see that. But Whitman is fouled out of the ball game. That could be huge here in this overtime. Remember, he had the play of the regulation there to send it to overtime with that block.
Yeah, and I'm kind of stunned off that call. I didn't see anything there. I thought it was going to be a travel. But
Hill knocks down the shot out of the left baseline. 54-52, Commodores. 3:30 to go in the overtime. Gary Ball, Jack Haynes, William Warfield. In the middle of Max Sparkman to Luke Johnson. Johnson hanging, won't go, but he draws the foul. Perry County Central thought they got all ball.
Yeah, Coach Hoskins was not happy with that call, but Luke Johnson doing the same thing, creating the contact, going to the rim. He's going to get that call all the time. But back to that call on Whitman, that was terrible.
That was a phantom call.
And I thought it was a travel on Hill, and of all things, I thought it could have been called on Johnson. Johnson was closer to the ball.
And that is the 4th consecutive free throw miss by Luke Johnson. He missed that one.
That's really hurting the Knights. They could have been off the court by now with a victory.
And he rolls that one in. 54-53, Commodores of Perry County Central leading Lexington Catholic by 1 here at the Buter Gymnasium. Back in trouble, and he is in trouble. Stolen away by Harden. That's a lot of trouble. Here comes Harden down court, flips it over to Sparkman. Comes back out to Payne.
Javen Harden, that defensive specialist for the Knights. That's why Coach Salzman trusts him so much.
Price in the corner to Harden. Harden. Luke Johnson lining up the 3. Off the iron. Tapped around, coming out of there with it, Anasiki. Anasiki calls now for Akinyemi, and now they finally give it to Damon Tobler. 2:45 in overtime. Down low, spin move by Anasiki. Won't go back to the rim. Tapped up, no rebound by Payne.
And they've missed those shots all night. That was an unbelievable move. He put Zam Payne in the spin cycle, but he couldn't finish at the rim, point-blank range. Now Luke Johnson on the other end.
Price, left elbow, back to LJ. Johnson to Payne. He's wide open. Kicks it over to Harden. Open from 3. Launches. Back of the rim, no.
The Knights really struggling from the three-point line tonight, and more than usual.
What'd you say they were at halftime, Jack? From three-point?
They were 0 for 4 from downtown, and I believe Luke Johnson's the only one to knock down a three-pointer in the second half.
You're right.
2 minutes now.
In overtime. Back. Kicks it down low. There's a shot, and a put up and in by Akinyemi. Akinyemi, that's 10 points for him now. He has double figures, 56-53. Catholic needs a 3 to tie here in the overtime. They go to T.C. Price, lets the 3 go, in and out. Rebounded by Akinyemi. Minute 35. Perry County Central, 3-point lead. They have lead in leather.
Commodore's going to slow it down, but the Knights pressure
Tobler at Hardin, and he is going to be poked in the eye, and that's going to be a foul called on Idris Akanyemi. And he has just fouled out of the ball game. I only had him with 4, but it doesn't matter what I got him with. What matters is official score. They've got him with 5.
And that's huge.
That is huge.
When they have both Akanyemi and Akasaki in there, they're hard to get inside on, and now you just got one of them, and we'll see what the Knights can do. Hardin's at the line, and
what kind of free throw shooter is Hardin on the year?
And Javen Hardin, he doesn't get to the line much. He's not at the line much at all this year, but he's been able to knock him down in key moments. I remember last year in districts, he knocked down 2 free throws, and there's one.
Got that one. That's his 3rd point.
Keegan Bailey's at the scores table to check in.
Looks like he's going to come in for Hardin possibly. 56-54. Hardin's second one. Got it.
2 big free throws, and he got jabbed in the eye, and we'd have to go back and look at that again, and not saying it was intentional, but you never know. Hardin got the nice steal. Could have been a frustration play on. And there's Luke Johnson taking the charge.
That's going to be Anasiki.
What a play from Johnson.
That's 4, by the way. Both big men about ready to foul out. Already fouling out is Akanyemi, and now Anasiki with 4 fouls.
And that's where Johnson's IQ comes in. That was unbelievable play. Not many guys will do that, and the refs are going to have a conversation about something right now. Not sure what they're talking about. But Scott's back in for the Knights. Coach Salzman wiping up the floor.
Tobler talking to the officials. Looks like T.C. Price will be the trigger man to put it in play for the Knights.
And you just got it. That play we might look back on and say that changed the game. The Knights are down 1, and Luke Johnson got it back from with 1:20 left on the clock.
Yeah, taking the charge. It was, like you said, high basketball IQ. Price in trouble. Goes in the middle of Payne. Payne dribbles out. Over now to Scott. And Scott is not even looking for a shot right now.
He didn't even look at the rim. It had an open shot there. And
just lacking a little bit of.
Coach Salzman's going to call full timeout.
Minute 7 to go here in overtime. Perry County Central 56. Lexington Catholic 55. Let's take a break. We'll be back. White Greer Maggard Game of the Week. Also thanks to Atkinson Sims Commode.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you till the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
Gary Ball, Jack Haynes, William Warfield producing here on the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week. 56-55 here on Night Vision at Lexington Catholic. Luke Johnson to Price, almost threw it away. Price in trouble. Price jumps it way out to Hardin with a minute to go now in overtime. We're in overtime.
Knights almost threw it away again.
Price bumped, and that's going to be a foul. But that is only the... Yeah, that is double bonus, so it'll be 2 free throws here for Price. Catholic still has a couple free throws to give, a couple fouls to give before bonus situation for.
Yep, the Knights got 1 more to give.
Yep.
Price has been in the line a couple times tonight, knocking him down, but short on that one.
Man, Jack, how many free throws have they missed here? I know, wasn't it 4 in a row that Luke Johnson missed, 4 in a row?
Yeah, Luke Johnson missed 4 in a row, and T.C. Price ties it up. 53 seconds, tied at 56.
We're tied here in overtime. And Asika gives to Tobler. Tobler to the basket, scoop, and foul called on the floor well before the shot with 47 seconds to go here in overtime. Lexington Catholic 56, Perry County Central 56.
The fans in the stands on the Catholic side were calling for a travel there. They thought
he did travel, but I think the officials saw contact before that. And Asiki hands it to Tobler, the 14th Region Player of the Year. Out to Cornett, Richard Cornett. He goes now to Hill. You got to watch Hill. He's a dangerous shooter. Down to Anasiki. Here's Tobler. Tobler hanging, won't go. Good job there by Sparkman, and picked up by Zan Payne.
30 seconds.
Yeah, down to 27. Johnson skips it over to Price. Bad pass, but they're going to call a foul on Tobler. So he tried to go through Sparkman. He got a good deflection on it, but they do call the foul on Tobler.
Terrible pass from TC Price. Didn't see Tobler coming in. But Max Sparkman at the line. He's not the greatest free throw shooter. He missed 2 at the end of the Dunbar game. And out of everyone on the court to foul, that's who Perry County Central wanted to foul, and he's short on the first one.
You know, you got Akanyemi, Jack Haynes has already fouled out. You got Anasiki with 4. Now you got Tobler with 4 fouls.
And you got Whitman fouled out on the other side.
Exactly. Pete fouled out for the Knights. First free throw missed by Sparkman. Second one, this will give him the lead. He does. 57-56, 20 seconds here in the overtime. Lexington Catholic and Perry County Central. Trouble in backcourt for Cornett. Dribbles out of it, gives it in the middle to Damon Tobler. Down to 15 seconds. Tobler, double team. Skips it in the corner. High pass, and they throw it away. Back was trying to go to Hill, and he threw it over his head. 8.5 seconds, and Catholic will get the ball with a 1-point lead.
Noah Back felt pressure coming in. He just fired that one all the way across court, not really looking to see where he was throwing it to, and that one was way out of bounds. Harden's going to inbound it.
Anasiki out, Caldo back in. And that's going to be a grab before the throw. Actually, 0.5 of a second. Caldos came in to grab somebody, is what he checked in for. And that's going to send Payne to the line for the Knights, and he'll shoot. It'll just be the 1+1.
Yep, and actually Johnson's at the line.
Johnson, okay. Payne had the ball like he was going up there, and the official said, no, it's not you, young man.
Yeah, and little clock difficulties right here. They only took off 0.5, and I believe the whistle was blown even before the ball was touched. And I think that's what Coach Hoskins was talking to the refs about. They might put 8.5 back on the clock, which means no time came off at all.
Because it wasn't touched, as you said. So now they're going to try to put it to 8.5 seconds. There we go. Greg Martin there, who's, gosh, seems like he's been here forever. The guy doing the PA and clock down there, helping out with the clock anyway. Lexington Catholic graduate. Free throw rolls in there by Johnson.
Commodore still won't be out of it even if Johnson puts this one in. It's a 2-point game, 58-56.
They'll need a 3 to tie. Back can hit them, and Hill can hit them, and Tobler can even hit a 3. And Johnson makes it a 3-point game, 59-56. Here comes Cornett. Left side blocked, and they're going to call a foul on Bryce T.C. Price. That'll send Perry County Central to the line. They'll shoot 3.
Oh, my gosh. Unbelievable. T.C. Price went up. Looked like he got all ball.
Look clean up top. Might have got him down below. The line will be Hall. He is it'll be Austin Hill. He is a 79% free throw shooter. Got the first one.
Let's look at the replay right here. I'm looking at it right now. And from this view, it looked like he got all ball with maybe a little bit of wrist, but the ref obviously with a closer view.
Well, Hill's got to hit all 3 to tie it. Salzman's going to try to ice him as Hill's already hit 2. He hits this one, it would tie it up. But the Knights still have 4.2 seconds.
Yeah, I looked at that replay, and
clean block.
I think T.C. Price got all ball.
It looked clean for me, too. The only thing I could think is maybe, I'm not an official, but could have got him a little bit with the body down below. The block up top looked good. Of course, we're way up here in the corner. I call it the crow's nest here at Lexington Catholic. So normally we'd be down at midcourt, but hard to see from up here.
And Austin Hill, 78% free throw shooter. He's
Yep.
got one more to tie it.
But Knights still have 4.2 seconds. That's a long time with guys like Luke Johnson.
Yeah, we just saw him at the end of the fourth quarter. He got all the way coast to coast in that 5 seconds. He can do it in 4.
Right. Might have to launch before he gets to the basket if you got, unless your pass is maybe half court or three-quarter court. If you're dribbling, you're probably going to have to launch it, unlike he did last time when he had the easy shot, probably around the free throw line. So it comes down to this. Knights 59-58. Hill has hit 2. He's got one more. Of course, the big shot is Hill's got to hit this free throw. If he hits this, it would tie it up. 9 points for Hill. He averages nearly 12. He's a senior for Perry County Central.
And kind of shocking, they don't have Anisaki inside to get a rebound in case he misses. They got the smaller guys with Tobler and Cornett. But he knocks it down. 4.2. Price was inbounded.
59 all. Johnson's got it. Luke. Ball back tapped, and we'll go into second overtime as Perry County Central knocks the ball away from Johnson. So we're headed to our second overtime. 59 all here. Perry County Central, Lexington Catholic. And we're headed to the second overtime here. We'll be back. White Greer Maggard game thanks to Atkinson, Sims, and Commode.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthodontics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
Headed to second overtime. Akanyemi is fouled out for Perry County Central, and also Pete Whitman is fouled out for the Knights. Sparkman's in there for him. We head to the second overtime. Gary Ball, Jack Haynes, William Warfield here on PrepSpin. Second overtime. Going up will be Anasiki and Sparkman, and it's controlled by Perry County Central. Cornett's got it. Cornett stops, 10-foot floater, back of the rim, no, and pulled out of there by Johnson. Good job of Johnson to jump to tie him up, and the ball will go to the Knights.
What a play from Luke Johnson, getting in there once Anasaki had the ball and just stripping it away, and they called a jump ball. It's going to be the Knights basketball.
59-59. We're in our second overtime here at Buter Gymnasium. Gary Ball, Jack Haynes, William Warfield. Lexington Catholic trying to win their 16th. Perry County Central trying to win their 17th.
And the Knights trying to keep their win streak alive. If they win this one, they'll make it 8 in a row.
8 in a row, and I believe 11 out of their last 12. Nice spin move. Johnson knocked away, and last touched by PCC's Hill. Sparkman. Harden. 3:22. Payne's got it. Kicks it over to Price. Open from 3. Off the backboard. Rebounded though by Payne. Lays it up and in.
The big fella, Zam Payne, there to clean it up. Knights with a 2-point lead. 3 minutes on the clock.
22 for Payne. 61-59. Knights lead in double overtime. 3 minutes to go in the second overtime. Well, Payne's just Johnny on the spot, isn't he? Bad pass. Tobler over and back. Over and back by Perry County Central. Give it to the Knights.
Not a great pass, but Tobler trying to handle it with one hand, and he couldn't do so.
All-A Classic Thursday night. It'll be LCA taking on Louisville Holy Cross. 9:30. Catch that right here on PrepSpin. Over to Johnson. Luke in the front court. Lob. Tobler coming in, but Price gets it back. Price to the basket, hanging, won't go. Price goes down hard, and here comes Cornett.
Price tried to draw the foul, but Anasaki standing his ground, not budging, and didn't lay a finger on him. Price just missed at the rim.
Hill back to Tobler. Down low, spinning. Hook shot up and in by Anasaki.
Nice move. He went right when he caught it. He went straight to the square and finished.
61 all, 2:15 in the second overtime. Here's Johnson, a floater. Back of the rim, no. Sparkman got a hand on it. Coming out there with it, Tobler. Here comes Perry County Central. 2 minutes to go in the second overtime. Three-pointer out of the right side. Off the iron, no. Johnson, but picked up by Anasaki.
Anasaki getting all the boards. Sparkman hasn't been able to box him out.
And back, got it. That's 5 3-pointers by Noah Back. And the lead is back for Perry County Central, 64-61.
You would think the Knights would be playing a lot tighter defense on him, but they're giving him space.
He's got 20 points now, Jack, does Noah Back, 64.
He's the guy that really got him back into this game earlier in the end of the third quarter.
Payne reverses up and in. He's fouled. They'll count the basket, and Anasaki is fouled out.
Zan Payne, the big fella, going to the rim with authority. He was not going to be stopped.
So Cotto will come in, fouling out as Anasaki.
And not by choice, but we're going to see a small ball game the rest of the way.
Payne can tie it up with 1:28 here in the second overtime. Been a thriller here at Buter Gymnasium tonight. Didn't start out that way.
No, the Knights jumped out to that 16-point lead, but the Commodores cut it right back in. And we've seen an unbelievable game. Price with the steal.
Picked up, and here's Harden off glass. Good. Harden with his second basket.
TC Price has been all over tonight on the defensive side. That's his multiple steal tonight.
66-64, minute 10 to go in the corner. And Back missed that one, rebounded by Payne. Payne leads it out now. Price to the basket, scores.
Knights up by 4, 68-64. Just under a minute left in this double overtime.
Tobler, and that's going to be a foul on Catholic. And that'll send Tobler to the line. He'll shoot a couple of free throws.
Tobler lowered his shoulder. Thought for a second they might get a charge call.
I tell you what, Price is going to have to get in the ice bucket tonight after this game because he has really taken some physical shots tonight.
And he has played an outstanding defensive game tonight.
Yeah. Remember that one layup he made down there where he was practically thrown into the wall down there?
Yeah, and then on the other end, when he missed that free throw, there were 3 Commodores with the ball, and he got in there, stripped it out, and saved it for the Knights.
Tobler,
we know he's a 57% free throw shooter. But he's knocked him down tonight.
Yeah, he has. He's been really good at the line. I only show him with 1 miss tonight. I show him 8 out of 9 at the line. He could make it 9 out of 10, and he does.
Making it a 2-point game, 66, 55 seconds.
Good high school basketball game, double overtime, 50 seconds. Long pass to Payne. Payne wide open, hesitates, and he's fouled hard from behind.
Zan Payne could have went straight up for the bucket, but he waited to try and draw the foul. He was trying to get that 3-point play, but it was blocked from behind.
So Z Payne at the line, shooting a couple of free throws for the Knights. They lead 68-66, 46.5 in the second overtime here at Lexington Catholic. Payne's free throw off the iron, no good, off the front of the iron.
Now you're going to look back at that play, and you're going to say he should have went straight up with it, taking the 2 easy points instead of trying to make the 3-point play.
He just kind of waited for the contact, didn't he, coming from behind. He felt it. Missed, no, it rolled in. I thought it was going to go off, but Payne, nice kind roll.
43 seconds.
69-66, Catholic on top of Perry County Central. Gary Ball, Jack Haynes, William Warfield. Kick it over now. Here's Hills, 3-pointer off the mark. Good save. It goes now to Back, and he misses that one. Stuck up, no. And Perry County Central wanted a foul, no call. Here comes Johnson with 22 seconds. 3-on-1. Wrap around to Payne. Payne hangs, scores. He's fouled.
Zan Payne, he's done it again, and Luke Johnson up, the magician with that behind the back pass. I saw it coming the whole way. He looked up at Sam Payne, he looked the other way, threw it behind the back, and Payne finishes trying to get the old-fashioned three-point play.
Another circus pass by Luke Johnson, showing that he's got more skills other than just scoring, showing he's got some Pete Maravich passing skills too. You probably don't remember. Pistol Pete.
Got that rookie card of Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete. Wow. Jack Haynes knows who my man Pistol Pete was. I'm impressed. Man, he averaged like 44 points a game.
He was unbelievable.
Before there was a three-point shot.
If you will back and look at it, he could have averaged 60.
Payne connected on that. He's had a huge game. 72-66. Pass goes off of Noah back out of bounds with 12.6. And you got to wonder if Perry County Central, we're in the second overtime. Perry County Central, Lexington Catholic, Knights 72-66. They have the ball with 12.6. They'll go the length of the floor. T.C. Price, trouble getting it in. Finally goes to Sparkman. Back to Price. Price loops it out now to Keegan Bailey, over to Payne, and they can just run the clock out should they desire. They're going to desire to. What a ball game, Jack Haynes. Catholic's going to win it in 2 overtimes, 72-66. Behind Luke Johnson and Zan Payne. They put on a show tonight.
And make it 8. That's 8 in a row for the Knights.
Knights win their 16th. They go to 16-6, and Perry County Central drops to 17-6 on the season. We'll come back, give you some final numbers, wrap things up here from the Buter Gymnasium. 72-66. Lexington Catholic wins it over Perry County Central in double overtime. We'll be back on the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week.
Good block by Perry County Central, and I
good job of preaching that to his players.
Yes, he really does. Johnson to the basket, little finger roll, good. Luke Johnson out top. Here's a three-pointer knocked down
by Noah back. Akinyemi back out Tobler. Tobler into the paint, elbow, got it. Well, he plays for Catholic. Here's Johnson in the middle to the basket, scoop. He will get the soup. The Robert Buter Gymnasium, campus of Lexington Catholic. And almost a steal. No, Payne does get the steal. Payne with a bust out, and he dunks it off the right side. Nice little runner up a little floater there.
Yeah, the Commodores with a couple turnovers. Coach Hoskins knew he had to get a timeout.
With 1:26 here in this first quarter, Johnson to the basket, hanging and scoring. Get it to go as he went off glass. Down low is Payne, and he puts it in. To Price. Back over to Luke Johnson to the basket. Finger roll good.
Luke Johnson done that a couple times this year. He had 8 earlier in the season, actually a couple weeks ago.
What a shot by Johnson. 19. Catholic on top. Johnson, and put it up and in.
Stop him.
Oh, and there's a nice dunk by Price. And on him is Hill, Austin Hill. Price crossing over in the Hill down the lane, throws it up, it goes in, and did they call it on the floor? Stuck back up, Cornett dumps it out to Tobler. He's open from 3, got it, Tobler.
This team has not been as well as it was in the first half.
Johnson with the hook shot.
Get it to those guys inside.
Jumper knocked down by Hardin. Nice.
It took us 39 points for that to happen.
That shot rolls in there again, as I said. Payne dumps it deep in the corner to Luke, and Johnson fires the 3, bullseye. Tobler. Kick it, Cornett. Over it goes now. Hall's 3, got it. Or excuse me, that's Noah. Lob to Tobler in the corner, and the three-pointer knocked down by Noah back. Down by Perry County Central. Almost a steal by Price. It isn't. He throws it off the leg. And Asiki to Tobler.
Back's open in the corner.
Tobler to the basket off glass. Good. Won't go. And rebounded by Johnson. I'm not sure the shot there from the free throw line. Long pass to Payne. Zan to the basket, hanging, scoring.
Oh, my goodness. Mr. Payne.
And Price all over him. They go in the corner. Here's Hill's 3. Got it. Back deep to Tobler. To back a long 3. Bullseye.
And there it is for the Knights, because in this half he hasn't been able to be stopped. And that's back.
And Perry.
Back to back.
And Perry. Brandon Salzman will join us here in a few minutes, but the final numbers from the game, Luke Johnson led everybody with 30 points, the superstar for Catholic, 29 for Zan Payne, also 14 big rebounds for Z Payne tonight. And then as you look down, not a whole lot of scoring for the Knights really. Price had 6 points, and also Harden, he had 6 points, but the two big guys really stepped up. 59 points of the 72 came from Johnson and Zan Payne. And Perry County Central, they were led by Damon Tobler. He had 21 points, 10 rebounds. Noah Back, who hit those big threes, he had 5 threes in the second half. He had 20 points in the game, so they combined for 41. 10 for Akinyemi, so he had 10 points in the game. And looking at Perry County Central, they had got 8 from Hill and 6 from Prince Anasiki. So he had 6 points in the game. Lex Catholic gets a big win tonight over a quality opponent, a team that 16-5 coming in, one of the favorites to win their region, the 14th region. So big win tonight for Catholic in double overtime. And that's what you got to do sometimes. Jack, you got to pull those games out that normally you wouldn't think, close overtime games, and that's what the Knights were able to do tonight. A good opponent and pull out a hard-fought win.
Yeah, the Knights were up big in the first half. They're up 16, and they let the Commodores creep back in. Noah Back knocked down those threes, but you see him throughout the game. Whitman fouled out, Sparkman came in, and he played well. Also, the two big guys for the Commodores fouled out. So the Knights just showing that they have guys that can play in the final minutes. Guys can be clutch. Luke Johnson missed 4 straight free throws, but he made those 2 key ones at the end.
And, of course, Payne knocked down his free throws, too. He finished with 29 points. But I'm looking at the rebounding edge here. Rebounding tonight, 40, what is that, total rebounds? Is that 47? How many is that for Perry County Central?
38.
Okay, I need my glasses. So total rebounds, looks like Anasiki had 15 rebounds.
And in the first half, the Knights were leading the rebounding battle.
Yeah, so good effort. We're waiting on Coach Salzman to join us up here for the Mingy Beef Jerky post-game show, and we'll chat with Coach Salzman. And looking at Perry County Central out of the 14th region, they were 16-5 coming in, so 16-6 with the record now for Perry County Central, and we're waiting on Coach Salzman to join us up here in our vantage point up here. So maybe we'll try to catch up with him. Rebounding edge does go to the Knights. So we're waiting for Coach Salzman to join us up here on the post-game show. We'll chat with him, the Mingy Beef Jerky post-game. We're tonight in double overtime. Lexington Catholic escaped 72-66 over Perry County Central. Perry County Central, a fine basketball team. They certainly could win the 14th region. And I tell you what, Tobler, Jack, and Anasiki, and Hill, and those guys, as Coach Salzman makes his way up here to join us on the post-game. Coach, I tell you what, sometimes you got to win, and sometimes it's a little ugly. But I don't know if you call this ugly, but just two, teams really going after it here tonight.
Yeah, no question. I think, I told our kids you're going to probably see them in the Sweet 16. That's 2 teams back-to-back that we've played that are going to probably be in the Sweet 16, and Taylor County and them. And, most teams that we've ever had would probably just quit. But our kids came out and did a great job there in both overtimes, even when we got down, to get us back in the lead. So, we made some mental mistakes that I typically don't think we'll make, but hopefully experiences like this will help you to get through that during the postseason.
Pete Whitman fouled out there late for you, Coach, but, the big fella got in there and was aggressive. I know he had the tongue that he got an inadvertent elbow, so I know you're going to be very happy to get that young man back to 100%.
Yeah, he's he really gutted out even getting out there today. We knew when we were playing with their size, we needed all the size we could possibly get out there, and he did a really good job when he was in there and battled, and Max Sparkman did too. Did a great job battling that size, and Zan was, what Zan does. So, hopefully that's a big learning experience for us. It's like I said, you're going to see those guys in the Sweet 16. I'm fairly confident.
Yeah, I was real impressed with Tobler. I mean, he's a kid that, even handles the ball for Perry County Central.
Yeah, I told him in the huddle in the pregame, I said, thank God this is the last time I'm ever probably going to have to play against you. So he's a great kid with a great story, and I told him he's got my All-State vote. I've watched him play in our tournament and then here. He did a great job of, handling stuff, and he's their do-everything guy. Back is a great shooter, but, Tobler's the guy that gets everybody fed and where they need to be.
Coach, it looked like some of your kids, and I don't know, Blake Scott, Price, guys like that, maybe were, I don't know if Blake was a little, he just at times wasn't even looking for a shot after he missed a couple early.
Yeah, and we told him, he's out there to shoot. That's what he does. And, sometimes he just gets so deep on the court that he forgets to get on that line. And, we try to preach to him in spacing and stuff. But, he's a kid that can make 9 in a row without even batting an eye. And, I told him at halftime there's not a kid in here that doesn't want him to shoot his next one. So, hopefully he'll continue to do that and do some nice things.
Coach, 8 in a row now, 16-6 with your schedule. What is your summation here after 22 ball games?
I think we're getting better for sure, and I think we'll be able to make a run. But we're playing in. What somebody told me, and I've run with it, is the district of death. And, we're going to have to play our best game here coming up. And hopefully we learn from experiences, and the schedule that we put together this year, helps us to become the team that we can, hopefully we all hope we can be.
I know at the chalkboard you didn't draw it up a double overtime game, but these are good games to measure your ball club, the grit and determination you have, especially when it's a double overtime game.
Yeah, well, these are all scrimmages. You've got the eight district games that you've got to win. And then the rest of these games are just practice. Against other guys with great competition. And Shannon and Perry County Central do a great job, and it's a good experience for us. And we'll see what we can do.
And Tate's Creek up Friday, is that right? Commodore?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got another Commodore. Play the Commodores. Now, hey, there's the Mingy beef jerky.
Best part of my day right here. My wife's going to try and steal it from me. I got to hide it. Hopefully she's not watching.
Stick that in your bag or something. Thank you, Coach. And there's the Mingy beef jerky. Brandon Salzman. Everybody likes that stuff. You got to try that stuff, as Coach Hall always says. Thank you, Brandon Salzman. Big win tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you down the road.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.
Brandon Salzman, he gets the Mingy beef jerky tonight, and they win it in double overtime. Great working with Jack Haynes. Great job, young fella, senior here at Catholic. William Warfield, our producer, and we're getting a lot of our equipment back, William. Everybody knows what happened, and they know the story documented by WKYT, where William was at a restaurant a couple weeks ago, and unfortunately somebody did a smash and grab, took a lot of our equipment. But, as you can see, we're back on, right, William Warfield, and looking forward to covering the All-A Classic. William and I will be over there Thursday night. It'll be Lexington Christian and Louisville Holy Cross at 9:30 from the All-A Classic, so check us out for that. For William Warfield, for Jack Haynes, this is Gary Ball. So long. Thanks to Brandon Salzman as well, our Mingy Beef Jerky winning coach tonight, and also congratulations to the Knights. They get the 72-66 win in double overtime over Perry County Central. For William Warfield, Jack Haynes, Gary Ball, thanks for watching the White Greer Maggard game of the week.
It faded black, Jack. FTV. In the middle, in between the two big screens. No, fade to black. FTV, right there in the middle of two big screens. Oh, there you go. The flash is taking everybody black back at home that's watching.
Here's your wireless.
Yeah,